What's good, family, and aloha from Oahu. Today is 28 days, 30 days sober. So tomorrow will be 29, which is Lisa's birthday, and then 30 days will be the following day. So just to go over the day, it was a lot of like highs and lows. I ended up going to the gym early because I knew I had to be in Kapolei for my daughter's. We had an emergency hearing today, so I was able to meet the new attorney, and then also push for some visitation rights because unfortunately I had two instances with my daughter that they had to report toward me to try to see if they can get her on some antidepressants, and that was kind of what the hearing was for. And unfortunately I'm not big on antidepressants because I know that can lead into codependency on it, and so I was looking for holistic ways to help her. Yeah, but she had two instances that I won't go into detail about just because it's just to protect my daughter's safety and rights to privacy, but it's also a concerning matter for me to where we're trying to mitigate ways where we can help with her anxiety. And so I think one of the best things for me to push for today was visitation. I was able to give her her birthday card, and I gave her some shoes. It was a gift that I had held on to for a long time, and so I'm glad because I don't have the box for them. I ended up just putting them in like a Starbucks bag that I was able to gather before I go into her. But the shoes is based off of her favorite anime. I got these shoes from a high-end client that we had helped move, and they had the shoes, and he was like, "You want them?" I'd never even worn these shoes. I was like, "What? These are Demon Slayer shoes, and they're not just regular shoes. They're Dunks." But yeah, bro, these are size 10, and I was like, "These are perfect. My daughter wears a size 10 in men's, and so those are exactly her size." And that's her favorite anime, so I held on to them as long as I could just so I can give them to her for her 13th birthday. Hopefully she likes them, hopefully she gets them. I was able to write a nice little message for her, but I really miss my daughter, y'all. And unfortunately, kind of the laws with Hawaii is that if the child doesn't want to see or you reunify with the parent, they actually they respect and want to uphold that with the kid. So let's say I complete my services and everything checks out, even I get a place for her. If she still doesn't feel safe to be around me or want to reunify with me because she just doesn't feel comfortable with me, then the state of Hawaii kind of backs that up. So I'm kind of backed into a corner where I'm worried about my daughter and her ability to kind of cope with the things, cope with this situation where we haven't been able to talk or speak to each other for the last 5 months. It'll be 5 months on the 26th. So yeah, those are the things that I'm kind of worried about, but we kind of came to a consensus today, hopefully with all parties when they communicate with my daughter. I'll be receiving a therapist, and so my therapist will be in touch with her therapist, and then so that we can get into visitation and at least talking, writing, and possibly speaking over phone. And kind of what kind of breaks my heart is that Hayden story, where it's this actress. The tragic story of Hayden starts to stick out to me because she was 36 when she passed away. And she passed away on my birthday, and just her crazy personal story is and the things she's been through is kind of like we can relate on a lot of things. She gave away all her parental rights of her daughter to her husband, so she lost all parental rights to her kid. And it's just I guess the stresses of life that she's gone through that kind of sticks out to me because unfortunately she's not here anymore. So that's kind of like what's been weighing on my heart when it comes to the things that I've been through as well. Like I said, there should never be a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I don't know what demon she was fighting, but I know it was too much for her to bear to where she had to transition. So yeah, that kind of, those stories kind of like to start playing on my mental, but emotionally I feel good. Physically I feel good, I feel strong, but I did have certain highs and lows with temptation today, just the smell of smoking. But there's a group of people here who kind of shared their testimonies and shared their heart with me on when I became open about my court hearing today, and just the type of support and type of words and experiences they have for me with when it comes to their family and their kids. It gave me some hope today to, like, you know, that I'm on the right path. So, you know, I truly appreciate those who pour into me here, especially though, like, cause most of them are, you know, drugged out or still going through their experiences. And there's this saying that goes around here where it's like, you gotta fight for your sobriety like you fight for your drug. And that hits home a lot because of all the struggles of me going with my ups and downs of my vices. And so, yeah, there's another story that I personally share with certain people, and it's a story of the two wolves. There's a good wolf and a bad wolf, and the question is, which wolf wins at the end of the day? Which wolf survives at the end of the day, or whatever? And, you know, the true answer to that is the one you feed. The wolf that you feed, that's the one that wins. And so I truly am done with feeding the bad wolf, and I just want to see where my decisions go when it comes to this good wolf and feeding it and nurturing it. So with that being said, I'm gonna end this video there. Tomorrow's my daughter's birthday, so I'm just gonna take in a lot of the lessons that I've learned in this 13 years of her life, and just kind of contemplate and possibly share a post or something meaningful just to show her that how much I love her and proud of her. And even though we're at this point in our life, I respect her voice. This is part of her voice, and one thing that I love about this situation is that she's very confident where she's at with it. And I want her to know I'm proud of her. I wrote that in the letter. I also wrote that I love her, and I just hope, you know, I didn't want to keep it too long. I didn't want to keep it personal either. I just wanted to keep it very general and just let her know that I'm still here for her. And so, yeah, it's just things that that kept me busy throughout the day. Yeah, I appreciate those who continue to pour into me as far as my journey, and, you know, just knowing the kind of state that we're in as far as a human race. We're in a war. We have a lot of people affected by these ICE interrogations, and then also this ICE drug out here in the streets of freaking Oahu and I, bro. And to me, just puts things in perspective that it could be a lot worse with the choices that I could make. So the fact that I'm at this point in my life, I'm grateful for it. All right, even though with how much negative is going through, I'm grateful for it. So yeah, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. If you resonate with this, like, again, leave a comment. I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. Thumbs up if at the least. Subscribe to the channel. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and aloha and mahalo from Oahu.